Yeah, so Kelly, Reuters is now reporting that the Fed is going to be cutting rates by 50 basis points, which is equal to half a percentage point, which is greater even than what was anticipated. But what did the former president have to say ahead of today's decision?
Yeah, and the former president had a lot to say about this decision. He starts many of his rallies talking about what he calls the failed economy or the worst economy. And many voters that I talked with at his rallies are supporting him because they tell me they feel that things were better during the Trump administration. Now, Trump has said that there would be a lot of cutting from the Fed should he take office. Now, here's more on his plans. Take a listen to this.
My ambition to get your energy bill within 12 months down 50%. If I can do that, you've done a hell of a job. 5-0, not 15, 50. And we got to work with our farmers. Our farmers are being decimated right now. They're being absolutely decimated. And, you know, one of the reasons is we allow a lot of farm product into our country. And we're going to have to be a little bit like other countries. We're not going to allow so much We're going to let our farmers go to work.
Now, here's what Trump said ahead of this decision today. He believed it would be a politically motivated decision if the Feds lowered rates before November's election. He's been very outspoken on this. He has said it is something, quote, they know they shouldn't be doing in terms of lowering that, he says, ahead of the election. He has also said that he should have a say, or the president should have a say in the Fed decision making, and that he has a better instinct than the people on the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is politically independent. Nichole.
All right, Kelly Meyer live for us there in Washington. Kelly, thank you. Well, here with me now to dig a little deeper into the politics of all of this, senior editor with our partners at thehill.com, Jesse Byrnes. Jesse, so good to see you. So we're getting this reporting from Reuters that the Fed is cutting it by half a percentage point. How is this rate cut likely to impact the campaign trail?
Well, it's certainly a remarkable thing to be coming just a couple of months before the election. Of course, we knew going into this afternoon that the Fed was going to announce a rate cut. But really, I think the news here is that this is a more aggressive cut than many were expecting. We were expecting either a quarter or half a percentage point, and they went more aggressive. And so I think you're seeing the Fed trying to let its foot off the brake when it comes to these borrowing limits a little bit more quickly. And they've been under intense pressure from especially Democrats. We saw even Democrats in the Senate pushing for a 3/4 of a point rate limit, and that was not going to happen. But certainly this more aggressive rate cut, the first in 4 years, essentially trying to juice the economy, trying to get these rates down. I think you're going to continue to see former President Trump attacking the Fed and Chairman Powell and going after this, claiming that it is a political move. Of course, after the November election, if Trump were to win, I think we would expect for him to push for the Fed to cut rates because it would, jumpstart the economy and something that he'd be able to tout. But already the stock market responding to this rate cut this afternoon.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, and again, we've heard from the candidates, obviously, prior to this happening, this now just happening. We know that the former president is very active on Truth Social. How soon do you think we'll see the candidates pivot or adjust their messaging after today's announcement?
Well, I think for Vice President Harris, this is an interesting move by the Fed because it explicitly acknowledges that inflation has come down. Of course, inflation, the consumer price index, which measures the core goods for inflation, it was at 2.5% in August. That is way down from the 9 percentage point, over 9% that we saw in summer of 2022. And so this is an acknowledgement that the prices have come down in terms of that rapid.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.